Hi, romance readers. I am Liz Donatelli. Welcome to Reader Seeks Romance, the #1 romance novel talk show on YouTube. This is our 50th episode. Thank you to our fans who have liked, commented, shared, and subscribed. Joining the show is USA Today bestselling romance author Farrah Rochon. Farrah and I chatted about her new contemporary fake date rom-com, The Dating Playbook. Farrah also talked about writing clever rom-com banter, her favorite Disney movie, and the Laverne Spencer novel that hooked her on the romance genre. And Farrah played Confessions of a Romance Author. Enjoy, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hi, Farrah. Welcome to Reader Seeks Romance.
Hello, Liz. How are you doing?
Good. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm great.
Awesome. A happy book birthday to you. Congratulations on the release of your rom-com, The Dating Playbook, which is book 2 in your Boyfriend Project series.
Thank you so much. It's been a long time coming. This is my pandemic book. It took me a long time to write this book. Well over a year. So the fact that it's finally out in the world and people can read it, that's fabulous. So it is the second book in my series, the Boyfriend Project series. Anyone who read the Boyfriend Project knows that there are 3 girls who all met because they were dating the same guy. They didn't know that, of course, at the time. He was kind of catfishing them. And the girls, they decide to, dump this guy, of course, and then form like this sisterhood. This is Taylor's story. She has been trying to get her fitness consulting business off the ground. She gets approached by a guy who happens to be an ex-NFL player. And he is trying to get back into the league. So she thinks that, wow, finally, this, famous NFL player who she doesn't know because she doesn't like football, this guy approaches her. She can use him as, a celebrity endorser, except that he does not want anyone to know that he's trying to get back into the league. So her plans are thwarted again to, use this. But it's really a fake dating type book because a reporter actually does find out that they are working together so that she doesn't, so that Jamar, the hero, so that his secret isn't revealed. She tells him, no, we're not working together, we're dating. So they have to go for it with this, we're dating, not really working together things.
So romance protagonists, Taylor and Jamar, what I loved the most about them was anytime they were talking to each other. Their dialogue is so snappy and clever and flirty. So throughout the writing and editing stages, what is your metric for rom-com banter success? So is it, do you strive to make yourself laugh? Do you go by if your editor thinks it's funny? How do you, because that was just the standout in your novel, was just how beautifully the dialogue flowed, and it revealed so much about each of their characters.
I wish I had a metric. The answer is I really don't. It's the characters. Some of them just have chemistry that pops off the page, and thankfully that's how it was with them. I think the fact that resonated with you, you can kind of tell which books I have to kind of force it and which one where it's just natural. That's how it felt with writing the books. It's really how it felt with also just the relationship between the 3 girls. That's how it ended up being such a big part of the series, because they had this natural chemistry with each other. And when it came time to write this book, Taylor she's such a firecracker. And she can very much dominate a relationship with her personality. That's why when I decided to have Jamar, who's kind of this old soul in a way, but he's also not going to just take her crap. Mm-hmm. And I think that, when I established their personalities, there was just something about it that, it did make me laugh. There were some comebacks that he would have to her that I just thought, oh gosh, I wish I could see them like on screen or something with this, because
Yes.
it's just chemistry. That's how it is for me. I'm sure some writers may, have something that they know that they can tap into. For me, it's just knowing their personality and hoping that it meshes well.
The friendship between Taylor, Samaya, and London is really perfect. They complement each other. They're distinctive, which isn't always the case when you have the protagonist and two other friends. It's sometimes the two other friends are basically the same person,
Exactly.
saying the same things, but there is a distinction, and they're supportive and they're funny, and their dynamic is just so wonderful to read. Did you model the trio after anyone in your life or anyone, on TV that you'd love to be your friend? Like,
I'm lucky enough to have several groups of girlfriends. I have my writer friends, I have my reader friends. I have like my very first girlfriends who were my cousins and my sister, so I guess just having that foundation, I didn't really model them after anyone in particular, but I did want those distinct personalities. Like you said, you know how you'll sometimes have like the sassy one, the smart one, you have those. We actually were going to have it for a family reunion, and it was like the petty one, the doctor, and that's kind of how I had it in my head, so it was I had times that I would write something and I would say, wait, no, Samaya wouldn't say this. This is a London line. And I had to change who was saying it because it went with their personalities. You could probably tell that I'm a psych major, so personality and stuff, really, that's where I focus a lot, because I just think that's what really helps you learn your characters. So.
You use the term mutual dragon slayage in the book. I don't know if you remember. I love that description to impress upon the reader the equality of Jamar and Taylor's relationship, because they're both serving each other in a certain way that I won't mention for fear of giving away a spoiler. And it really made me root for the couple even more, because it's like, we're in it together. This is kind of like this pact. Would you say that mutual dragon slayage is the most important relationship goal in romance fiction?
I think, yeah. And now when you said it, I was like, when did I say that? And it occurred to me halfway through your question. It's like, oh, I remember, because they do help each other slay their dragons. In romance, some people still think it's all fluffy and whatever, but no, so many of these books, they just touch on such, heavy subjects. And the characters really do go through a lot. So I think, for a lot of us who write romance, we want to show how the characters can complement each other and help each other to grow and heal from, old wounds or even new wounds. So that's what the mutual dragon slayage, definitely, that's what they're there for. They're there to help each other through hard times. So, I'm so happy I put that in the book.
You wrote your own Disney fandom into Taylor. What's your favorite Disney film? And what prompted you to imbue your own enjoyment of the Disney world into Taylor?
It's very hard to pick a favorite. However, The Princess and the Frog, as you can see, Tiana over my, it kind of on my heart. And the reason I wanted to give, Taylor something fun about her, but I think in a way she embodies, anyone who's seen The Princess and the Frog knows Tiana has that same kind of work ethic. She's all about, if I work hard, I'm going to get my restaurant one day, that kind of thing. And Taylor, she even has a few quotes from the movie in there, because she feels that same way. She's like, all it takes is hard work and it'll come to you. So I think it just kind of synced so well together. First romances were my aunt's little Harlequins. But I can't tell you which one it was. I can tell you the one that really had the most impact and kind of started this journey. My sister gave me LaVerl Spencer's Separate Beds. I remember I was 13 years old. and I was on my way to the hairdresser, and I used to hate sitting under the dryer at the hairdresser. It was the worst. And my sister told me, you know what, bring this book with you. You won't even think about it. And it was my introduction to the genre, like, because it was a big book. You know, it wasn't one of the little small books. It was a big book, and it changed my life.
Have you ever missed a deadline?
So we're discussing the dating playbook. It was 9 months late. I have missed a deadline here and there, not very often.
Okay.
But it's just so funny that we're discussing this book and you would ask that question, because yeah, sailed right past that. I had good reasons for it, but I have not missed a deadline like this one ever in my career. So yes.
Have you ever ignored an editor's advice?
I have ignored, but I will give them the reason why. You know, I will discuss with an editor if I feel, thankfully my editor here is very good, but even some things with this series, everything was like, I really like that. I think I'm going to keep it, but I tell myself you need a reason for keeping it. Okay. You know, so yeah, it's a discussion. It's always a discussion.
Discussion. Got it. Do you suffer from comma confusion?
Yes. Yes. And my mother was an English teacher for 35 years. So yeah, that's something I'm proud of. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Do you eavesdrop on private conversations for dialogue inspiration? All the time. All the time. I was a Starbucks writer for years. Literally just, I would go there and I'll put my earphones on, but not have anything going through it because I'm listening to what's happening at the other table. Wow. Yeah. Well, people are so interesting, and it's amazing what people will discuss at a coffee shop when you're surrounded by a bunch of other people. So none of it enters the book, but it is inspiration. Okay.
Have you ever bribed someone to read one of your books?
You know, it depends on what you mean by a bribe. I give out like swag all the time. Even with the dating playbook, we had this pre-order thing where it's like pre-order and you get these fun stickers. One of them that was an eggplant sticker. So you see, it's like, to me, that's a bribe. It's like,
I never thought of actual swag or pre-order swag as a bribe.
Kinda, right? Kinda.
Yeah.
Other than that, no, I don't think I've actually, you know, kind of bribe someone to read it. Usually I'm like afraid of people reading my books because then they will tell me what they think about it. It's like, I don't want to know. I just want you to read it and leave me alone. I don't want, a lot of people, they say they don't want to read any negative reviews. Okay. I honestly don't read any reviews. Okay. Negative or positive because I don't want to know.
Right. No, I can understand that. Have you ever written a romance protagonist that you ended up hating by the end of the story?
Not hate, but some did get on my nerves. I changed them. I would say by the first draft. Okay. By the time I'm done with the entire book, I'm not going to put a book out that I don't like the characters, but some of them like went off the rails, and I can remember a novella from years ago that it's like, I'm just not going to turn it in. I hate this character. And I changed her up and it was better. Okay.
Have you ever blown off writing to watch a New Orleans Saints game? I understand you're a fan.
Absolutely. I always tell myself, I'll have it playing in the background. I'll watch it on mute. Nah. By the first quarter, 5 minutes into the first quarter, it's like I've forgotten the book and I'm all into the game.
Thank you so much, Farrah, for joining me today. It has been such a pleasure and a delight to chat.
It truly has been so much fun. Thank you so much.